Okay, hi my friends. Today we are going to learn the two models. They are very near to each other. Their meaning are near to each other, but of course they have some differences between them. What are these models? They are must and have to. Okay, 2 or 3 minutes later, I will talk about must and have to. Before studying must and have to, I want to give you some general rules about models. For example, in our previous lessons, we learned for the can and we learned should. And what did we say about can and should? We said the models come between the main verb and the subject. For example, can shows ability. Okay, we say if we want to talk someone's ability, we use can. I can swim very well. It means that I have ability. Okay, I can swim in the sea, I can swim in the river very well. Or another example, she can run, for example, 3 kilometers in an hour. So there's a girl and she can run 3 kilometers. With all the subject, we use the same word can. Can doesn't change. For example, I can, she can, or for plurals we say they can. Okay, they can. What can I say? They can have a big house, for example. They can do a lot of work in that house. They can do a lot of work. They have ability to do that works. And also we learned should. So what do we use should for? We use should for suggestions. Okay? You should help me. It means that should is not so strong. Okay? We should help poor people. What does it mean we should help poor people? Should means in here, so you are rich, okay? You don't have to, okay? There is not an obligation. You don't have to help poor people, but if you want to be a good person, for example, if you have extra money, if you share your extra money with poor people to make them happier, it's better for you. It is a suggestion for you. It is not an obligation. So in English, we mostly use should, okay? Because it's not obligation. It is about the suggestions, okay? So we say that after the models, we use the main form of the verbs. For example, I cannot say, I can swim or I can to swim. No. You cannot say, she can runs. No. Or you can say, not say, she can running. No. Or the second form, she can run. No. Okay. Always we use the main form of the models. We use the main form of the verbs after models. Okay. Now I want to talk about the difference between have to and must. Let me, okay, cut the board. Let me divide the board into 2 pieces, and I will use one part for must, the other part for have to. Let me start with must. Here is must, and here is have to. Okay, must. What can we say about must? Must is an obligation. Obligation? As I said before, 4 or 5 minutes ago, I said that we use should for suggestions. Should is not so strong, but must is stronger than should. You say that I must sleep early tonight. I must sleep early tonight. Or Sue must come here before 6. Or the other one, they must drive on the left in Turkey, for example. Let me remind you something. With all the subjects, with I, with you, with he, with she, with it, with we, you, they, with all the subjects, we use must, nothing else. Okay? We use must. And with have to. Okay, let me tell you about must. What must is? What does it mean? Sue must come here before 6. We said it is a necessity. It is a necessity. Sue's father is an angry man. And Sue said, okay, Sue must come here, must come home before 6. If she doesn't come, her father may get angry to her. It's a necessity. Okay? It is stronger than, must is stronger than, should. It's not a suggestion. The obligation, the necessity comes from our heart, comes from inner side, I think that I must sleep early today because I have an exam tomorrow morning. I have an important exam tomorrow morning, so I must sleep early. I say that I must. Okay, this is my opinion. You must help your mother. When you say to your friends, you must help your mother, okay, this feeling should come from your inner side, from your heart, okay? Or we say that I must be hurry to catch the last bus. So if you don't catch the bus, if you miss the bus, you will walk for hours. So must is a necessity that comes from your heart, that comes from inside of you. The necessity comes from you. You think so. But when we talk about have to, let me write the have to word. For example, I have to, you have to, he, she, it. We use, please pay attention here, he, she, it. We use has to, and then we say we, you, they, we say have to. Our model changes with the third singular words, with the third singular subjects. With he, with she, with it, we say has to. Let me write, I have to, you have to. I have to obey the school rules. She has to, let me write a good word, she has to, let me change it, she has to wear school uniform. I will give the meaning. When I give the meaning, you will understand the difference between must and have to. And let's say we have to, you have to, we have to stay at home today. And I can say something that we can use must and have to both for present time and for the future time. For example, you can say, I must visit my grandfather tomorrow. It is for the future. You can say, I must visit my grandfather now. So it is for the present time. Also, it is the same for have to and has to. She has to come here now. It means that it's in present time, but you can say that they have to wait for us tomorrow after the school. So it's about the future. So we use must and have to for both of them. We can use for both present time and for the future time. And let me tell you the meaning of have to and has to. Hey, I said that must is a necessity, but have to, has to is an obligation. It's an obligation. What's obligation means? It is stronger than must. How it's stronger? It is about the rules. It is about the laws. So laws and rules are more and more, okay? They are more important, they are stronger than must. Must is stronger than should. Have to is stronger than must. The strongest of all obligations is have to. It is an obligation that comes from outside. Who is that outside, or what does that outside mean? For example, that outside can be our parents. For example, if I get a bad mark from English and my mom or my dad gets very angry, and if he or she punishes me, okay, he says, okay, you have to stay at home this weekend. It means that it is forbidden. You cannot go out this weekend. It is forbidden. And another one, we say, in Turkey, the boys have to go to the army over 20. It means that this is a rule, this is a law. And the girls and the boys, the girls should wear skirt, excuse me, if we say should, it's a suggestion. The girls have to wear skirts in our school. It means that it's a rule. You cannot break that rule. All the girls have to wear for example, skirts, or all the students have to wear school uniform. It's a rule in my school. You have to wear it. Or we can say that the government of Turkey, let's say, has to give free education to all the students. It is a law. It is a written law. Okay? Free education, the education is free for all the students over 5 or 6 years old in Turkey. So what can we say about, when we summarize, we can say that must is for the necessities, the obligations that comes from our inner side. We think that I must help my mother because my mom is old. I must sleep early because I have got an exam tomorrow. Or she must, for example, she must apologize. It means, it is my opinion, she must apologize. She cursed me. And when we talk about have to is stronger. Have to is about the rules. Have to is about the, for example, outside, for example, orders that comes from outside. It is about the rules, the laws. And if we say mustn't is a prohibition. It is when you see something mustn't, it means that it is forbidden, it is prohibited. For example, you say you mustn't turn right. It means that this is, you mustn't turn right. This is a traffic sign. Mustn't means prohibition. And if you use the negative form of have to and has to, we say, I don't have to, or she doesn't have to. She doesn't have to. When I say, I don't have to obey your rules, it means that these rules are not for me. Or she has to wear school uniform. She doesn't have to wear school uniform because in our school you can wear your casual clothes. It is free. So Must is a prohibition, an obligation, a necessity, but weaker than have to. Have to and has to are stronger. Okay? They come from the rules. If you don't do something that is written with have to, has to, it means that you break the laws, you break the rules. Thank you very much. Okay.